Good morning and good afternoon, juniors. This is Mr. Tahaney, and I'll be talking about the next portion of your SAT preparation in regard to this day, the science passage with the table. Now, I'm not a science guy, as you know. I'm an English teacher, but I can read like you guys can read. So let's figure out what exactly is this article about. So as you've heard from the previous two presenters, first thing we're going to look at is the blurb, which is this section right up here. Okay. Now, there's some big science terms I can see already, so don't be intimidated if you're not sure how to say it. Just kind of read through it and kind of figure out what is happening and what they want you to look for. So I'll read the blurb. This passage is adapted from J.D. Watson and F.H.C. Crick. Genetical implications of the structure of deoxyribon. Whoa, what word is that? Oh, that's DNA. I know DNA. Let's circle that. Okay. All right. Watson and Crick deduced the structure of DNA using evidence from Rosalind Franklin, G.K. Russell's X-ray crystallography diagrams. Oh, X-ray, I know that word. So I'm going to underline those words instead of circling them because it's getting too big there. All right, so we have DNA, we have X-ray. Those are things I'm kind of familiar with. All right, and DNA again. Okay, so that's the blurb. Now, let's go look over at the chart here. Okay, base composition of DNA. Okay, there's that word again. Percentage of base DNA in organisms. All right, I know what organisms are. Okay, organisms are things that are living or were living at one point. So we have maize, octopus. Okay, so I kind of am familiar with these. These are simply common household things. Now, I have no idea what adenine or guanine or cytosine or thymine is, but they're telling me there's a connection between these organisms and this stuff here. So that's probably what they're going to ask me to look for to make some kind of connection between these levels of percentages of DNA, all right, with these animals, depending on where they go and whether the numbers are higher or lower. All right. So now, as I'm kind of just scanning over this, okay, I see DNA pop out right away. Okay. And any more of those birds? Oh, here's the X-ray. Okay, that popped out. So that could be a question that down the road I'm going to answer. Okay, and I'm not reading it. I'm just kind of looking for things that jump out of my eyes. Okay. All right, here's those crazy four words. There's underlined: thymine, guanine, cytosine. I think it was adenine. Oh, there's adenine. Right up there. So it sounds like they're talking about these four things up on this chart in this section. So we've got some DNA information here. We've got some X-ray information in here. These are the four main terms that I've kind of pulled out of this chart here. So I haven't read it yet. I'm just kind of trying to figure out, well, how is this paragraph going to be explaining this chart? So as you're reading through the paragraph and as becoming familiar with what they're trying to say, try to connect the dots between these science terms and what you're reading here. All right. Now, some of the terms in there may be a little large, they may be a little intimidating because they're science terms, like that first word I couldn't even read. But as you go through it, have confidence that you're kind of just looking for information to connect to that chart. So the chart is the key, and these paragraphs are explaining that key bit by bit. So you don't have to be a science expert to figure out kind of what they're looking for. You kind of have to connect, like, how is this chart connecting, all right, to this actual bunch of paragraphs. So as you're reading the questions, all right, I know they're connected here, so you can toggle back and forth. So for example, the authors use the word backbone in lines 3 and 39. So you'd have to go back here, okay, go back to lines 3 and kind of read it, and that would be the way that you do it. And if you see a term, all right, let's go to, let's say, question number 2, okay, or 3. All right, here's an X-ray question. So I know what that paragraph is, okay. I can go back over to here and kind of focus on that portion. So as you kind of like make notes on this front side, it can connect some of your questions here a little quicker so you can figure out what exactly they're looking for. So good luck reading it. Good luck outlining it. Be open-minded. It's science. And if you're not a science person, don't be intimidated. And then on Monday, we'll go over the rest of the questions. Okay? Guys, thanks for your attention today. Have a great weekend and enjoy your day. Bye.